Liverpool's current problems do not matter. If you're sat there worried now, I'm worried for you, seriously. Back your players, back your team, and get behind this project. This is a project. This is not an overnight thing. Liverpool were not going to replace 7 players, bring 7 new players in, and then hit the ground running with a seamless transition from last season to this season. There is a reason, there is context behind this slow start. A slow start, by the way, which we have won all 4 games. Liverpool have won. Am I missing something? Liverpool have 12 points from 12. Did you expect 13? Oh, did you want 13 points from 12? Is that what it was? Get behind your team. Get behind the players. We've been good this season. Maybe not very good. I concede with that. We've not been very good this season. But surely, isn't that ever more exciting? This is us on good. This is us on average. Wait until we've reached the levels. Wait until the levels from Wirtz have raised to what we know we can do in the Bundesliga. Wait until the levels of Kirkes have raised. Konate's a seasoned pro in this team compared to these new signings, right? He will raise his game. Wirtz will deliver. Salah is Salah. People are saying Salah should be dropped out the team. You are bonkers, mate. You are entirely nonsensical. I don't care if we've signed you from round the corner, Mars, wherever you come from, you will have a grace period to adapt to a league. If you don't have that grace period, if a player comes into the Premier League and hits the ground running, good on them. They've done very, very well there. Ekatike hit the ground running straight away. Wirtz hasn't. Oh, so Wirtz is crap then? No. You should praise Ekatike for doing so. Don't slander Wirtz for not doing so. That is not the minimum requirement. I'm not annoyed that Wirtz entered the ground running like we thought he would. Of course not. Because it will come. That's my point. These performances will come. Kirkes, pretty poor against Bournemouth, poor against Newcastle, fell for the goal. Listen, he's committing fouls, he's doing stupid things like the dive, he got subbed off against friggin' thingy yesterday, Burnley. I'm not worried at all, because I know the levels he can raise his game to, and he will do that, along with the rest of the team. You've brought in 7 new players, you've sold 7 players, from a title-winning side. Of course there is going to be a bit of a bump in the road. There is not going to be a seamless transition from last season to this season. Did you expect there to be, seriously? When you bring 7 players in, wherever you work now in your workplace, imagine if 7 of your colleagues left. If you're on a conveyor belt, 7 of your colleagues left and 7 come in. Okay, well, it's obviously slowed down. People are obviously going to take a while to get used to things, to work out the how it all works, how it all functions, to work out how their mate works next to him. Is he a fast worker? Is he a slow worker? Do I get on with him? Do I not? It takes a while to gel, and it's like, you are making me say these things like they're not obvious. These are obvious points, which some people clearly are missing. And unfortunately, I'm not just talking about rival fans. I'm talking about Liverpool fans who cannot understand this is a project, and it will come good. We've signed the Bundesliga Player of the Year. It was massive for Leverkusen 2 seasons in a row. They went unbeaten, invincible, won the league. Leverkusen fans called him their best player. We've now signed him. You're watching him play 4 games and calling him crap. What? You've got to understand. What are you talking about? Does 4 games completely just overshadow anything he's ever done in his career? The same with Kirkes. People are saying, well, this is an entirely new Kirkes. What we're seeing here, this is not the guy we signed. He's terrible. Robertson should come in. You need to seriously get your head out your ass. What are you talking about? He will come good. These players will come good. They are taking time to adapt, to transition into a new, not just a new team, by the way, a new league. Frimpong, Wirtz, it's an entirely new league. Listen, look at someone like Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo, in front of him, has got Ekatike, a new signing. Next to him, he's got Wirtz, a new signing. Behind him, he's got Kirkes, a new signing. He's actually really, that's for me, it's actually bumping him up a bit in my estimations this year, Gakpo, because of how well he's settled in with these new players around him. Right? The old guard have gone, if you like, the title-winning side from last year, who he was so good in. They've all left him there as the only one kind of standing on that left-hand side. He's got new players around him, and he's adapted. Credit to Gakpo. Don't discredit Wirtz for not adapting. I didn't expect that straight away from him, personally. I'd maybe expect Kirkes to adapt quicker than Wirtz because they're going from league to league. Kirkes going from a pretty high-pressing side in Bournemouth to a pretty high-pressing side in Liverpool. The style of play should be pretty similar. I'd look at Kirkes maybe more negatively than Wirtz, in my opinion, despite the price tag. I think Kirkes from league to league should have maybe adapted a bit better. But even then, if Kirkes is our biggest problem, if Kirkes is the thing we're talking about as being the biggest issue in our team right now, we're okay. My word, he's not been bad at all. Is that really the biggest problem? Konate. Is Konate the biggest problem in our team? Oh, he had 2 bad games and he's the biggest problem? We might win the league then, because my word, if that's our biggest issue, we're fine. Let me tell you, we're fine. People talking about Salah, benching Salah. He's been Liverpool's best player for the last 7 years. I'm just going to move on. I'm not even going to entertain that conversation at all. People are just never happy. You are never happy. We play Arsenal, beat Arsenal 1-0, albeit a set-piece goal, but we also nullified their set-piece threat, which has been so prominent over the last certainly 2 years, certainly last year, in fact. If they're going to score a goal, it's going to be probably from a set-piece. Also, Gyökeres and Eze, when he came on, it looked a bit better there, but without Saka, it's like set-piece is one of their biggest threats. We nullified that very, very well. We kept a clean sheet against Arsenal. That's an achievement. I don't care if they played well or not. We kept a clean sheet against them, and that's a good thing, in my opinion. Burnley. The Burnley game was, of course, a bit of a dampener on things. If we drew that game, which was so close to happening, it was one mistake in the box, a handball away from only getting the point out of that game, I'd have still gone, okay, who gives a shit? Who looks back on... If you don't win the league, who looks back on game week 4 as the problem? No, it's not. It's when it starts to ramp up, the business end, the crunch time, Christmas around April and March. That is when it matters. If you're going to play bad and take a while to get into things, do it now. Get it out of your system now. If we did draw against Burnley, which is likely going to happen towards the end, we'd still be top of the league. So you can't even use that as an argument. Listen, Liverpool fans need to get realistic. We've signed 7 new players. We've sold 7 players. We've lost Diogo Jota from this team. The players have lost a teammate and a brother. Do you expect this to be a seamless transition? Seriously? And I do not at all want that to be used as an excuse. I'm certainly not at all. But you've got to mention that and put context around this poor performance right now. Naturally, rival fans will take that and run with it as an excuse. That's just how it works, right? That's how football discourse unfortunately works. It is not that at all. Why would I make an excuse if I'm not worried? There are no excuses to be made, mate. Not one single excuse. Liverpool have ridden their luck. Of course they have. It will run out. But I expect the levels to raise when it runs out. And I think they will. We've played Arsenal, got 3 points. Burnley 3 points. Newcastle away, by the way. St James's Park's hostile as it goes normally, let alone with the whole Isak drama and everything going on around that game at the time, adding to that hostility and the animosity around the game, etc. We went there and won the game. I do not care how bad the performance was, and it was bad. Let me tell you, it was bad. But I'm not stupid. I'm not oblivious to the fact that we cannot keep up that level of performance, like against Burnley, like against Bournemouth. We cannot keep doing that and expect to win the league off the back of doing that and replicating that kind of performance. It's not going to happen. But my point is, it will change. My point is, something will happen. My point is, these players will gel together after more than 4 weeks, and there will be a turning point. In my opinion, do you honestly look at the talent in our team, the talent on our coaching staff and Arne Slot? You honestly look at that and go, okay, this is us for the year now. We're locked in at this performance against Burnley. That is exactly what we're going to do for the whole season. That's reflecting our whole season. It's almost. Do you get my point? Hopefully you get my point. Listen, I'd love to know what you guys think, and also, I'm not even going to go into it. I was going to talk on Salah then. You can't. People saying we should drop Salah. Listen, my dad said we should drop Salah. Or at least, maybe not drop him, but at least bring him off early than he's getting brought off. Because in my opinion, yeah, I agree with him, and you lot saying he should be maybe benched. He's not playing very well at the moment. But I did say to my dad this. If someone's going to score a goal here to win the game 1-0, have a guess who it's going to be. And of course it was Salah. And of course it was a penalty. If you bring him off, maybe Szoboszlai takes the penalty and scores. And it didn't matter. But this is a case study, I guess, for these kind of games happening. Everton, these games happen when Salah's not playing his best, but yet he'll score the winner. How many times have we done? How many times have we been here? And then I'll say to you, should he have been brought off that game then? Would Chiesa have scored that winner there? These aren't just moments from this season. I'm not just talking about that Burnley game, which is a terrible example because it was a penalty goal. Right, I'm exaggerating. But how many times have we been here? Salah stays on, scores the winner after having a terrible game. It's Mo Salah. He's the most effective player in the world. And get used to it. He should not be benched, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts. Loads to go through today. I think you wanted to calm down. All of the people certainly who are pretty underwhelmed by us so far. Did you want 13 points from 12? Let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like and subscribe. We're very close to 20k. Listen, I try to say things how it is on here. So if you don't like it, clear it off. If you like it, get used to it. Nice one. See you later on. Bye.